And finally, tonight, I'd like to do a little feature I call In the News. And this is what I call sensationalist journalism, but the title of the article reads, Geeks Gone Wild, Disgruntled IT Staff Wreaks Havoc. It's an article by Rebecca Dube from the Monday Globe and Mail. It was dated July 21st. And it begins with, if the phrase disgruntled computer engineer didn't send chills down your spine before, the tale of Terry Childs may change that. The San Francisco city employee allegedly locked everyone but himself out of the city's computer network and refused to give up the password even to the police. The network is still working, but no one can get into it, make changes, repairs, or no one knows how long it's even going to take to restore access to the network. The article goes on to say that San Francisco Mayor Gavin Newsom says it's a case of a good employee gone bad. No, let's just stop right there. This is good employees just don't go bad. They had a problem to begin with. It's just that it came to the surface. That's my opinion. But moving on, it says Mr.Childs was hired 5 years ago, was highly regarded, even helped build the system he is now accused of holding hostage. Yeah, if he helped design it, he knows probably all the little things of what to do and how to lock people out. But here's where this article really gets weird. And I'm trying to get my mind around this. The article says that that he entered a not guilty plea, Mr. Childs did, and his story has since spread around the globe, and including a surprising amount of support. Go Terry, take a stand for all the IT personnel being abused by management in this world. I'm with you, wrote one online reader of the Times of London. It goes on to say, you would not give a toddler the keys to your car, so why should Terry give the passwords to staff or bosses who simply don't know how to manage the configs? Asked one Chronicle reader who claimed to have worked with Mr. Childs. You know, I'm just, like I said, I'm trying to get my mind around that. I can't imagine anybody who does IT work, good work, would ever support what this guy's done. And to me, this sounds like sensationalist journalism. And what they're doing, I believe, is they're quoting somebody's a friend of this guy. I probably couldn't find a single solitary IT person out there would support him and what he's doing. There's more than one way to show your dissatisfaction with the job rather than shutting down a city's network. This is a network that the city uses to take care of payroll and personnel records and all that. Going on, the article says many companies don't realize how under the thumb of IT they really are. Well, I think that's a really terrible way of looking at the situation. Companies are not under the thumb of IT. IT is a service that's provided to the company, no more, no less. It is not oppressive. It is there as a tool, no more, no less than any other function, more than the accounting department is the oppressive thumb of is that what we say? It's the oppressive thumb of accounting or of human resources? Why should IT be signaled out? They're simply shuttling data back and forth in a safe and efficient manner. The article goes on to recite, and this is something I talked about before, about a survey done by CyberArk that says that, once again, 1/3 of IT professionals admitted to reading personal emails and checking personal salary details, that sort of thing at their company. I haven't researched CyberArk, but I think I will and report back to you what my opinion is. But my guess is that they probably sell some type of security products or services, and like many other companies, if they're looking for a particular result in a survey, they by golly will find it. Again, I'm not buying that one at all. At all. I just think that's just total nonsense. So the top lesson is, don't assume you have control over your network. Well, I think that we've all learned since we were kids, we don't make assumptions on anything. Look, if you own a small business or if your company, you manage one, it only makes common sense that you know what all the passwords are, you have a documented network, and you know how to find this information. Then the article goes on to talk about revenge of the nerds. For example, an Australian engineer was sentenced to 2 years in prison for hacking a waste management system that caused millions of liters of raw sewage to enter lakes and rivers. These are criminals that happen to work in IT, not the other way around. It wasn't IT that made these people criminals. I don't care what profession you're in, you're always going to have bad eggs. And people will, there's people that blow up buildings and do all kinds of horrible things. But this article sensationalizes these terrible, oppressive, sneaky IT people. And it is this kind of sensationalist journalism that puts a real big black eye on the profession. And companies have to realize, or should realize, that IT people are no different than your human resources, accounting, managers, anybody else. They're people at the end of the day, charged with a very difficult task. But it doesn't mean just because they have the keys to the data that they're going to use it against you or be looking at information they shouldn't. But it is wise to understand that this possibility does exist, and yes, you can make a bad hire and the wrong person can be in the wrong job. You just have to use some common sense and good judgment and take a look at the person's overall behavior. But this kind of sensationalistic journalism is not doing anybody one bit of good. And when business people, especially small to mid-sized companies, read this stuff, they're outsourcing IT. When you go in there to look at that work and what kind of work they need to have done, this kind of stuff is sitting on the back of their mind going, is this guy going to come in there and start reading our email and our personnel files and all that? No. IT people are some of the most, IT professionals, I should say, are some of the highest integrity out there. They're charged with fixing a broken Exchange server. That's what they're going to do. They're not there to read your emails or to see what your P&Es or what your financials are doing. Is there a possibility that could happen? Absolutely. Same possibility as somebody could break into your business in the middle of the night and walk out with your, your flat panels or your cash drawer or whatever. I just hate sensationalist journalism, and this qualifies. This really does qualify. I like the title, though, Geeks Gone Wild. We're probably not always the most wild bunch out there, but I don't think that people really have to lose any sleep over the honesty and integrity of people in the technology profession.